Welcome to Impact the World, a podcast from West Park Baptist Church in Knoxville, Tennessee. This is where we discuss topics related to how we can all love God, love people, and impact the world. Here's your host, Tara Hayes.
I'm your host, Tara Hayes, and today I'm sitting down with LeAnn Hilemon. Hi, LeAnn.
Hi, Tara.
You probably recognize her voice. She is the queen of the intro and the outro, or the little blurb that you hear at the beginning and the end. That's LeAnn. She is our information director, and for people who don't understand what all that entails, please share with us.
Trust me, sometimes I'm not even sure what that entails, but
every day is an adventure.
It is. Information director is the IT director combined with communications director. So I kind of just made that as short as possible and went with information director.
See, she's very much about the communication. She tries to make it easy on us, yet informative.
Yes.
We appreciate that. Thanks. Well, we decided that we would just sit down today and have what I'm calling an end of the year wrap up, because we're just coming off of Thanksgiving. We're headed into the Christmas season. And basically what the end of the year wrap up is a hodgepodge of things that we want to talk about. But we thought that December would be a good time for a break, because we started the podcast in August and we've been going strong since then. And December is a good time for us to just sit back and reflect on where we've been, but plan for the year that's coming up, so that we'll have a big kickoff in January. We'll have new episodes, new mini-series, as I like to call it. Sounds exciting. So in December, if you have lots of time, if you have not already listened to all of our episodes. But let's talk about, let's make the end of the year wrap up also kind of a looking back.
That's great.
And LeAnn has all kinds of information about where our little podcast is gone.
That's it. It's so amazing what's happened since August, like you said. That was really when we started this. And we, at the beginning of the year, did not even have plans to do a podcast. So this one really fell in our laps. It just seemed it was just amazing how that happened. But I do have some statistics, which I love. I love numbers. Mm-hmm. So since August, we have a total of 21 episodes. Well, this one makes it 22. So we have 22 episodes.
22 episodes in 2022.
In 2022.
Look at us.
We didn't even plan that.
We didn't plan that.
Nope. But I do have some statistics. Now, not that anybody is competing for top or anything like that. But the most listened to episode is actually episode number 1. So number 1 is number 1. And that was the one about how do we impact the world. And that was with Jake. Jake Bishop was our first guest.
There you go, Jake.
And he has 98 plays as of right before I came in here. So we won't, we won't say that he's better than any of the other guests, but he is at the top right now.
Maybe he's just out there hitting play.
Over
Jake,
and
over.
Is that what you're doing? Well, coming in on
I'm
second.
Sure that's not it.
Coming in second, and I won't tell you how many plays, so they won't know how many to keep doing that. But it's Pastor Sam Paulson, and that was the episode about life together that you did with him, and that is episode number 2. So it kind of makes sense that a lot of people would listen to them in order.
Right.
But the beautiful thing about podcasts is you don't have to listen to them in order, so you can do them out of order, however you want. Maybe this is the first one that you've listened to. So that's kind of a beautiful thing about that. We have a total of almost 1,000 plays total. If you combine all of our episodes together and how many plays they've been, almost 1,000. And I thought that's pretty, again, we never even planned on doing this. And here we are 22 episodes later and almost 1,000 plays. We're on 8 different platforms. That means if you go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, we're in all of those, plus some others that are not as well known. So for all you listeners out there, if you want to spread the word about our podcast, just let people know they can find us on just about any of the platforms that they use to listen to podcasts. Now, here's the funny thing. Some people have never listened to podcasts, and they are now listening to our Impact the World podcast. This is how they have broken.
Happy.
It is awesome. And I have to say, I'm one of those. I had never listened.
Welcome to the
podcast.
world of podcasts.
I know, and to
LeAnn.
get thrown into it. It's like, but it's been great because a lot of people really have given us feedback that they are now listening to our podcast. And I think it also opens up to people to even listen to other podcasts because we're not going to hog
Yeah.
all this stuff to ourselves. But
Right.
it is a great, it's a great opportunity to get information out to people and to really share about topics that just that our heart beats for. And
Right.
so I'm glad that we had this opportunity. And I wanted to say a couple of shout outs because we couldn't have this much good stuff going on without the people behind the scenes doing this. So shout out to Ben Davey.
Yes, Ben Davey.
Woo!
Thank you.
Yes, he's awesome. He has helped us not only with procuring the equipment that we use to record, he's also our sound engineer. So he's the one that processes each episode, and then we can get it up into the podcast platform that you all are able to listen to.
Way
and
to
of
go,
course, yes, way to go, Ben. We love you. Thank you. Okay, of course, the voice of Impact the World is none other than my good friend, Tara Hayes. She works so hard in preparing. Not only does she sound good, I love her voice, whether she's singing or talking, but she works a lot getting prepared for these episodes. She coordinates and schedules everything. She lugs all the equipment around and hooks it up.
I usually get help.
And she actually preps in finding out what kinds of questions she wants to ask. Because as you know, if you've heard any of the podcasts, she makes it seem just really easy. It's just a natural conversation when we get behind the microphone. And that's all due to Tara. So I have to say shout out to her too. Without her, there would be no impacting of the world here.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I love it. It's something that I really enjoy.
That's great. Well, you've definitely got a talent for it. So December, like Tara was saying, is a great month to catch up. And if you've missed the previous episodes, I would love to give you a little, just some of the things that you can look for as you go back to listen to them. And again, you can do it on your schedule. You can do it in the order that you want. So, for example, if you have not heard the bonus episode on book suggestions by Jake Bishop, that would be great because it's almost Christmas. There are some shopping lists that need to be, completed. And some people love to get books.
Yes.
So that's a great one to listen to because not only is it edifying for us, but to give a gift to someone else for some of these books would just be great. So I think that's a great one to listen to right now.
Idea.
Yeah. And you can learn about the various ministries at West Park. Maybe in the new year, you're going to make a resolution to get more involved. Well, find out what we're doing here at West Park. You can hear from the leaders themselves and get a feel for the heart behind why they do what they do, and then see if it's something that you would like to join in on them. And one of the podcasts that we had was so much fun. It was a live podcast. Impact the World
that
goes
was so much
live.
fun.
Yeah, we were at the Salt Luncheon, and there were several different speakers that came and spoke during that, but it was really neat to have a live audience, and I think there may be plans to do that again, right?
Yes.
Good.
And one of those guests, Cedarbrook, we're going to interview just them next year, but that's kind of skipping ahead.
Okay, that's all right. We
Sorry.
won't. Don't spread the word on that one. Yeah, that's secret. You get all the good information by listening to us. Well, I personally am gleaning a lot of information from the series of spiritual disciplines that Jake Bishop has been doing. We're not done with those, by the way. He's done several, and they've been so good. But we're not done. There will be more of those also in 2023.
Yeah, we're only about halfway done with those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's
but
quite a few more.
Very helpful indeed. And we're going to hear more from some more of our global partners. We've already had some that you can listen to on the podcast episodes that have already been recorded, but there are more to come. So one thing that I would like to suggest to people is if you have a suggestion for a topic that you would like to hear us cover on Impact the World, then just send us an email. The email address is podcast@westparkbaptist.org. So that's podcast@westparkbaptist.org. Pretty easy. Just send it to us, and who knows?
Put that in the show notes too.
Oh yeah, we'll put the email address in the show notes. That's awesome. Yeah. So, but that's my wrap up for this. So,
wow.
What else do you have to say about this year?
Well, I've really enjoyed it, and even as someone who works at West Park, not just serving in ministry, but it has been fun to sit down with the leaders of the ministries, especially, and I do echo what you said about listening to their heart and why they do what the Lord has them doing. and the ways that you can get involved, because it's there's nothing better than serving the Lord with somebody, alongside someone, and when you guys have the same calling and the same purpose to impact the world.
That's right.
But it's been great. I'm really excited about what's coming up. I've got lots of things on the books. We may have a surprise episode, or maybe 2 in December.
Ooh.
So even though we're taking a break, you might hear a little something from us. Maybe a special interview. That's all I'm going to say.
This sounds good.
Yep. Somebody that everyone will want to hear from.
Oh boy.
But so it has just been a great journey so far, and I'm really excited to see how the Lord continues to use it, how we continue to grow, and hopefully even beyond West Park, that we can be encouragement to just the body of Christ in general. So even though we won't have weekly new episodes in December, there still are lots of things happening at West Park that we would love for you all to be a part of. In a couple of weeks, on December 9th and December 11th, we'll have Christmas at West Park.
Oh, yes.
So you don't want to miss that. It's always a great time to get you in the Christmas spirit and to celebrate the birth of Jesus. So that's Friday night, December 9th at 7, and Sunday, December 11th.
Be sure and
6.
invite people. Yes,
Please invite
you want to
people.
invite people. This is a great opportunity for people to come who maybe wouldn't even enter the doors of a church, but to come and hear
Oh, yeah.
Christmas songs. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll come. Just invite them.
That's a great time to invite people. We will also have Christmas services, one on December 24th at 3 p.m. and one on Christmas Day is on Sunday this year, December 25th at 10:30 a.m., just one service. And so we look forward to seeing you there. And it'll just be a special time to gather together and celebrate Christmas and the birth of Jesus. Also, something that's going on every day that you don't have to come to church for is our Advent devotionals. And you can find those on the website, westparkbaptist.org. And there will be a link to the Advent devotionals. There'll be one every day with a scripture reading and a prayer prompt. And we just really encourage families and everybody just to spend this time and get ready, looking forward to Advent and Christmas and celebrating.
That's right. And that guide actually starts on November 27th.
Yes.
So it's available for you to start now.
Yes. So it's already started, actually, by the time you listen to this. Yeah. It's not coming up. It's actually going on. So, but again, thanks so much to everyone who's listened, who's gotten the word out, who's been encouraging. And we just pray that the Lord will continue to use this in 2023. We hope that everybody has a great Christmas, and we look forward to, I would say see you all, but we look forward to being with you in the new year. Thanks for joining me today, LeAnn.
Thank you for having me.
It's so fun to serve with you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for listening to Impact the World, produced by West Park Baptist Church in Knoxville, Tennessee. If you enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing with a friend.